Our Kevin John is live inside Golden One Center with a recap of tonight's game. Kevin, what's next for the Kings? This was a very important game they lost.
Well, as far as what's next, Laura, looks like the Kings are going to be a play-in team and not a play-off team. You know, it's funny. It was actually 1 year ago tonight where the Kings clinched a playoff berth, which ended that 16-season playoff drought. We were in Portland for that. And now a year later, the Kings are fighting to even get into the play-in tournament at this point in time. Obviously, nothing is secure. But at any rate, getting back to tonight, this was a game the Kings had to have. And whether you want to look at injuries, whether you want to look at foul discrepancies between the Mavs and the Kings, whatever you want to call it, there's no excuses. At the end of the day, you have to win. And the Dallas Mavericks came into your home not once but twice this week and got the victory. Enough of me talking about it. Let's see how it all went down. Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks hoping they can replicate what they did here on Tuesday night. But little did they know, the Kings weren't just going to let them come in here and punk them on this night. Early on, Harrison Barnes came out hotter than a skillet at Benihana's. Barnes had 11 points in the opening quarter. He led all scorers with 17 points at intermission. Meanwhile, Domantas Sabonis was his usual bully in the paint. Domas recorded his 56th consecutive double-double, setting a new franchise record for the longest double-double streak in franchise history. He actually ended the game with a triple-double, 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists. Domas, you overachiever, you. All right, we're going to pause the action for a second. Did I hear someone say love is in the air? Let's appreciate this on-court proposal that happened during a timeout. The good news is she said yes. Let's just hope that's not the only ring the Kings see this decade. All right, back to the game. Kings had a 60-51 lead over the Mavericks at halftime and maintained a 9-point lead entering the fourth quarter. And in the fourth, Kyrie Irving decided to turn into Superman. Uncle Drew was ballin'. Kyrie dropped 14 of his game-high 30 points in the final frame. Kings did everything they could to stay in it. Later in the fourth, De'Aaron Fox pulls up from his trademark elbow jumper for the bucket. Fox had a team-high 23 points. All right, we're going to fast forward to less than 30 seconds left in regulation. Game tied at 103, Mavericks ball. Dante Exum with the clutch three to give the Mavs a 3-point lead. Now, the Kings would still have another chance in the final seconds here. Barnes misses the three. Kings get the offensive rebound. Barnes looking for Fox, but there's a miscommunication, and that would be a backcourt violation, and that's the way the Kings would lose this one. Dallas hangs on to win this 107-103.
I don't understand it. They get calls that are touch fouls, and I asked the officials about it, and the officials say, yeah, they're touch fouls, and maybe I wouldn't have called that, but then we can't get the same call. And, as a coach, when your team is fighting, you just all you want is consistency, and 33-12 in a tight ball game, that's not consistency.
Back out here at Golden One Center. So now, with the loss to the Dallas Mavericks, the Kings fall to 2 games behind them in the Western Conference standings. The Kings are currently sitting in that 8th seed. But hey, if there's any good news for Kings fans out there, the Lakers lost tonight and the Suns lost tonight. So at least they did not gain ground on the Kings in the West. At any rate, definitely a bitter pill to swallow for the Kings. 9 games left, and they host the Utah Jazz here on Sunday. We'll see if they can get things together, because as of now, it's looking more like a play-in team versus a playoff team. But Laura, no beams shining off of Golden One Center tonight, and a lot of frowns on the faces of fans leaving out of here.
So true, Kevin. You're pulling at the heartstrings here. No beam tonight, but you know what? Those fans are going to continue to root for the home team. Kevin, thank you so much.